Hello and welcome to another To It for Media feature interview. I'm your host, Jhaka Wooding, and today we're finding out what you know in the BVI because we have Daniel Loveless in the building. We have all those details after this quick break.
That's just not cricket.
No sweat, you with CG. Remember my street dance battle against Seamus O'Leapsy? I went on to win the title of Miss Irish-ish, set to perform at nursing homes around the world. Then this happened. Seamus on you, Seamus. Anyway, I was covered. Let's bounce.
Comprehensive motor cover for damage and more. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Well, am I covered?
Yeah, you're with CG. Remember when I was dabbling in knife throwing bingo? Well, one night I won, but I also got a bullseye. No. In a beehive. I ran for hours. They caught me in the end, though. Anyway, I was covered, and I got to keep my trophy. Uh-oh.
Best medical cover for the price. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Start the year off with more. More speed, more downloading, more savings, and more fire. CCT Fire Fiber Internet gives you the speed you need to keep the whole family connected. Packages starting at $119 with speeds from 300 megabytes per second, super fast, unlimited downloads, even more reliable connectivity, plus free live streaming TV for the family to enjoy. Sign up for the absolute best fiber internet service in the BVI, CCT Fire, and pay no installation fee. Plus, get CCT Live TV for free. You deserve more. Get more with CCT. Life Unlimited.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. And of course, Mr. Daniel Loveless in the building.
I'm so happy to be here.
Awesome.
Doing
We're so
an excellent
happy.
job, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just starting now. Me interviewing you, I
Yeah.
love being on this side.
Okay.
Because, you know, some people get concerned when you start asking
I have to interview
questions.
them. Yeah.
So, for the members of our audience who might not be too into social media, who might not recognize you, tell us about you, tell us about your brand.
Right, my name is Daniel Loveless. I travel the Caribbean. I'm doing different types of content. I started 8 years ago where I would go out on the street asking people trivia questions to test their mind. Sometimes putting people on the spot, trying to get them to answer some simple questions, rewarding them with cash when they answer questions. Recently, about 6 months ago, I did a rebranding where I changed the style of content that I do. So I now still ask questions, but it's not necessarily trivia questions. I just more get to know people, try to figure out what stories do people have to share, and also try to promote the Caribbean. I've recently changed my goal to unite the Caribbean. So I'm trying to find different ways to unite the Caribbean and also encourage people to visit different Caribbean countries and build an experience of their own. Trying to encourage people to probably even go and live in different Caribbean countries because the Caribbean has so much to offer. It's such a diverse place, when you visit these different places, filled with different races, different races, ethnicities, and different types of food, different things that Caribbean countries have to offer. So I want to encourage people to visit these places and to learn the people. So that's why I did the rebranding, and the Caribbean is receiving it well, and I'm happy to be in yet another Caribbean country to promote it and encourage people to visit here as well.
Awesome. Now, the BVI is like its own region within the region because, of course, you have Tortola, Virgin Gorda, Jos van Dijk, Anegada, and all the other islands and keys. It's 60 islands and keys.
Yeah, I've been hearing everybody telling me that in all the interviews I've been doing. So I know that. I know about the islands and the keys, and I know about the tarts. The two things I know a lot about so far.
Now, very controversial way to start your interview. Tell us where you are on the Great Tart debate.
I've had the coconut one this morning. I've tried the coconut, but I want to try all before I pick a favorite. But a lot of people are telling me about the pineapple. Most people say the coconut are their favorite, but I want to build my own experience so I could really figure out where's the best tart. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, people will be offering you guava tart by the time this interview goes out. So
Okay.
give them a fair chance. It's
No
mainly
problem.
between coconut and guava.
I kind of want to line up all of them
And
have
try
them
them.
one by one and then make a choice.
Now that's great. I heard you mention that you've already interviewed the Miss BVI contestants. Will you be interviewing anybody else while you're here?
Yeah, of course. So I actually started yesterday. I mean, aside from interviewing the 7 contestants, I interviewed two persons as well. So I have those interviews to release as well. But today is the first day that we're going to get the ball rolling. We're going to get out on the streets and interview the common man and, interesting people. I love to interview interesting people on the streets and, just share different prizes and stuff on the streets and share that authenticity of the place to my audience. So yeah, we're gonna start that today. Probably might even interview you because I think that you might have a amazing story as well.
Okay, well, I'd be happy to share. Now, we want to give that disclaimer. People do not have to be afraid.
Yes,
They don't have to be afraid now. There's a rebrand. Just repeat that for us so our audience hears you loud and clear.
So we did a rebrand, so we still ask questions, but we just try to match the energy of the person that we interview. And if I want to interview somebody and, as much as everybody else might enjoy it, I still want to impact that person personally. Don't want to kind of make anybody feel embarrassed or ashamed or have anyone calling them any names or anything like that. So with the rebranding, I want people to be happy to be on What You Know, to be happy to, share their story, and I want people to see them on the streets or see them around and embrace them, So there's no need to be scared, just come up and whatever you want to say, you just get to express yourself on the camera. And I also, to the people who may be looking and saying, we love the trivia questions, because I've had a few people saying like, we really like the trivia questions.
Yeah.
Although the rebranding numbers wise are doing way better than the previous format. I want to say to those people that have an open mind, each different person can bring a different type of entertainment. So you might watch some interviews where you might get that type of warm feeling. It might be nice, a heartwarming feeling. Other interviews you might watch, you might really laugh because the person is singing some kind of really weird song. They're very open and exuberant. Then other interviews, you might be interviewing a beautiful lady so you could admire her beauty and how well she speaks, etc. So it still allows for the same type of comedy, but you just have a different range of things to enjoy. So even if you see a video that you don't like, trust me, there's one that you will like. I released an interview this morning where I interviewed a differently abled guy in Antigua. And, he just wanted to sing soca, etc. And, I just allowed him to do his thing. And people love it. So, it provides a platform for representation as well. So you have differently abled people, you have the older people who has a story to share, you have younger people who might bring their pickup lines to the table and that young hip vibe. We have the pageant contestants who might bring a more kind of intellectual side of themselves. So it's a show for everyone. What You Know is a show for the people, and I hope that by the end of my journey, I could successfully say that I united the Caribbean in some sort of special way.
So now, What You Know is a Caribbean household name.
Yeah.
I'd like to say you're one of the long-standing social media influencers in the Caribbean, and there's people who's been following your journey the entire 8 years. There's people who look up to you. I'm sure you already know that. Do you have any words of encouragement for people who are interested in the social media game, who are interested in content creation, or people who've already got into it and are missing that motivation to keep going and developing their brand?
My words of inspiration to those people will be the words of inspiration that I give to myself currently. I always like to give advice that applies to me currently, rather than telling you, you can do it or anything is possible. My advice to, content creators out there or anyone who is probably looking up to me and wants to do content creation on their own would be to just start. Like, do not ever be afraid to just start. Like, sometimes you might think that you need that nice camera or you need that expensive equipment. Phone has a camera, you just start, create a piece of content and put it out. And I am a living testimony to that. Like with the rebranding, I just visited Belize. I went to Grenada in February, I went to Belize in March, and I was still the trivia questions. Spell this, spell that, spell this. But I realized that I didn't feel good about it. And the Belizean people challenged me to change the type of content I do because they wanted to see like something different. And I realized myself that it wouldn't be sustainable to continue doing that type of content. And just one day I just went out and I just decided to go with the flow. And I just asked the guy, hey, what going on? You having a good day? Yeah, I'm having a good day, man. And where's your talent? Because he started to sing and then it just kind of one thing led to another. And I realized that I enjoyed that. I was not afraid to start something new. And from since then, I have been going with the flow. I don't go out on the streets there with any questions at all. I don't do any preparation in terms of researching the country, etc. I just allow my experience to be my teacher because I think that experience is the greatest teacher. And you know, don't be afraid to start. Anytime I think of something, I just do it. I recently had the idea to start interviewing also other popular persons that do social media. So I did like Certified Samson, I did a guy named Trinidad Killer, different people who I think stories might be interesting. And I just did it. I did it again. And I'm here in the BVI. I've never interviewed pageant contestants. And it was never even the intention to interview them. We were just on the boat. It was just for me to meet them. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to interview all of them. And I did it. So I am never afraid to just start something new, and you shouldn't be afraid to start something new. I recently just stopped drinking alcohol because I want to challenge myself to do something. So I just stopped. And it's like, I start that. So go to the gym every day because I just started. I was eating unhealthy before, and a day, like last week, 2 weeks, I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to eat healthy from one now. I'm going to go to the gym every day. So it's like, do not be afraid to start anything, not only content creation, but also with your health, I read my Bible every day on a new spiritual journey as well. I just started again. So don't be afraid to just start. It's so simple. You can do it right now while you watch this interview, whatever you want to achieve.
Some very well put. So let me just thank you again for your time today, and we'll be seeing you on Sunday at Miss BVI.
Definitely looking forward to meet all the people out there. And don't be afraid to come anywhere. See me, come take a picture, come chat with me. I'm a cool guy. I love to chat with the people. I love to hear people's story. What you know is not about me, but it's more so about the people. And no matter what, I always try my best to be for the people. My prayer is to always remain humble and try to remain down to earth as much as I can. Even when I get nice things like the Miss BVI team put me up in, I would call it a mansion. It's really nice. And as soon as I walk in, I start to pray. I say, Lord Father, please just keep me humble because this is real nice. This is real nice. I never want to lose myself in the materialistic things in life. So, you know, I just try to stay humble. So anyway, see man, don't be afraid. I might look nice, guys, a nice fella, but don't feel like I'm unapproachable. You know, thank you so much for having me as well, for reaching out. And I think you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you
at
so
what
much.
you do. I admire you, and keep it up. And the entire team as well, the behind the scenes, the intern and the guys doing the mics and stuff. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to share my story. I wanted to share my story, and thank you for giving me a platform to do so.
You're very
Appreciate
welcome,
it,
and thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
And viewers, thank you so much for joining us through this interview. Stay tuned to Tweet for Media for more great content.